you heard last night, it's a good idea when you're doing Trespasso with a partner to kind of feel for what's the optimal distance. You know, like this may be too intrusive, or it may be too much like it's just too close. I'm not able to get a good meditation target there. If I'm too far, there may be like some loss of intimacy. So feel, so how does this feel? Like what we're at right now, does this feel about good for us? A little closer, okay. About like that. It's good for me, yeah. So we're going to use the left eye of our partner as our meditation target. And again, the idea is to like let go of everything except the left eye. So you're bringing the mind to a kind of one-pointed attention through the focus on the left eye, and let go of past and future. Let go of, this is very important, let go of any of the ways that you may have kind of objectified the other person till now, any of your stories about them, any of your history with them, and just as importantly, let go of any of your stories about yourself, any ways that you've objectified yourself, taking yourself to be, oh, I'm like this. Let all of that go. Throw that to the frogs. So that increasingly, your only point of reference is to the left eye of your partner. If all of a sudden your partner's face begins to break up a little bit or meld, like you're on a drug, that's good. Something in your habitual way of perceiving is starting to loosen. And allow your heart to open also. Any movement towards dissolution or melting or tears. You're not trying to control anything here. So it kind of becomes increasingly not exactly certain where you begin or the other person ends, or something begins to be a little bit mysterious about that presumed boundary of a separate self. That assumption of separateness may begin to be part of what melts away here or becomes deconstructed. So what are you guys experiencing? Calmness. Deep calm.
Stillness.
Stillness.
It feels very intimate, but nothing from the mind.
Very intimate, but nothing from the mind. I feel accompanied, met,
safe.
safe.
Quieting.
Yeah, quieting. So that calming, quieting quality is what we find in any form of shamatha practice. It's what it means, calm, abiding. You know. So it has the virtue of that whole genre of meditative practices, and yet there's something very distinctive about this one that's unlike any other I know, and that it's actually done with a partner. And one of the things I've mentioned about this particular practice, unlike other shamatha practices, all of which are wonderful, of course, but this one seems to give a fairly ready lease into non-dual states, even for people who don't have a particularly long history or experience in meditation. Like, we've been doing this for what, 5 minutes? And some people are already having, like, have already shifted their assemblage point, are already starting to have experiences that are kind of beyond that of the ego encasement. That's kind of unusual, isn't it? Yeah. Any other data? Any experiencing?
Support.
Sense of support.
Mm-hmm.
That experience of support, I find, is what begins to kick in whenever the more yin aspect of the will is functioning in a proper way. It's like the more we let go, then holy will begins to take us, begins to support our awareness.
Presence.
Sense of presence. Very much. Expansiveness. So there's the sense of space that we were noticing yesterday, which is one aspect of our deeper nature, is that spaciousness. We were talking about how Rigpa, consists of 3 things. On the one hand, there's the unconfined sense of space, that normally space is being filled by all our thoughts, all our grasping, all our aversion, all our hopes, all our fears. So when we do this kind of shamatha practice, the more essential spaciousness of the mind begins to kick in, which, as we saw yesterday, isn't really separate from the knowingness aspect, the development of intuition or wisdom. They're like 2 wings of the same bird. So the third part of it is the indivisible union of that quality of space, that quality of knowingness. Any other data, any other experience you have? Effervescence or luminosity, kind of brightness, kind of clarity. Yeah.
And timelessness.
Timelessness. So now we're so in presence that there is no time. Time begins to deconstruct or fall away. You lose that reference point. So I find this, that the more spacious we become, the more timeless we become. So time and space have this interesting thing going on.
Kind of heightened perception of like color and light.
There's a light thing of color and light again, yeah. Okay, that's very good. So let's now bow to your partner.